you can really see just how much more of a mood it creates. They end up in this room that's just completely red. James Cameron actually kept this consistent between the two movies. They just put a red filter, low resolution image. Just the front of this cop car. Almost all the jokes surround the Terminator. Some screeching and gore sounds. I'm done now. And he's failing because he doesn't really know how to open up. Do you want to live? Come on! None of that nonsense. He's just about to kill him. So it's been a bit of a journey. I did this edit maybe a year ago, but we're here at the final installment of my Terminator 3 fan edit. Now, as Captain Shang once put it ever so eloquently, let's get down to business. I've actually had a few people, comments on YouTube and the likewise, ask me what's the name of my fan edit, and I wasn't gonna do an alternate title. But, you know, originally it's a black background and white text, a little bit more of a visual. Here and there doth reveal the title. Now, there's a couple of reasons I've made that the title. The first one being the obvious, it sounds cool. Anybody wants to tell me that the word paradox is not cool in the title, well, you're obviously not a Shakespeare fan. First off, it is a paradox. Secondly, Rise of the Machines, stop making movies that have the word Rise of the in it. I know paradox has been used in a couple of time travel movie titles and comic book titles. We had Judgment Day in the title, the second one that was referenced before. Skynet's been referenced, and now this is the Skynet paradox. Describes what the threat is. And also, it just seems necessary. Rename your fan edits. They are different films. You can Blade Runner your titles as much as you want to, but it's your fan edit. Own it. In this case, I owned it, and it's Skynet Paradox. You're welcome, America.
Human race to ultimate victory.
And then we got Christian Bale, because it's my fan edit.
It hasn't happened.
And it's my little touches.
No bombs fell.
Sounds that reinforce the visuals helps cement people into the film. He drops this beer bottle into the LA River. Go, go, Hollywood!
I can't erase my dreams.
And then here's mine because I love sound effects.
But as hard as I try, I can't erase my dreams.
I like a good... Some of the stuff that kind of helps the story a little bit is right after the bad guy Terminator shows up, and then Kate Brewster's talking to her dad, and he goes into his office, and this guy's like, a super virus is happening. We should turn on Skynet. Okay, that's what's gonna happen in the movie. Thanks for letting us know. So the first mention of the super virus in my version is right after she shows up. Instead of Kate Brewster, it goes straight to this guy just saying a super virus, and no mention of Skynet. And then she kills this kid. And I do a little bit of a match cut, bang, bang, bang with a gun, straight to Kate Brewster with the price gun, and her line about, I hate machines. That transition follows the bad guy killing somebody instead of the bad guy just showing up and saying, I like your gun and my boobs are big. So now John Connor's drugged up, he's been disarmed by Kate Brewster, and I guess put it away somewhere because she doesn't have the gun later when all these bad things start happening. Because she's starting out like Sarah Connor, weak and scared of stuff. Terminator makes his entrance, set to some Terminator music. Just added something for this cop flopping around on the ground. This is the chase scene, and let's just take a look. There's a lot of cuts in here. I don't really know how to show you what's going on here. There were two major things that I changed about it. So there's no music in it, I think, until more than halfway through the chase scene. It's okay to not have music in your chase scene. I'll get there. There was good moments in this. This right here is great, where the crane just starts popping these cars up. It's got a lot of good energy to it. And then, you know, the sound is great here, where this car gets slammed into the pole. My problem with this chase scene is probably best explained here. She's just blown up a truck full of oxygen tanks. Terminator goes around it in his motorcycle, and this fire truck slams into it and flips. And flips. And flips. And flips. Okay, here's what that looks like. There's a lot of that in this scene. So I just wanted to take out all the repeats of the explosions. They repeat explosions. They just show them from all the different angles. Pretty much just get one take with explosions like this. So they set up a lot of cameras, they got a lot of angles, and then they show it from all those angles. It happens all the time. Doesn't help the movie, doesn't help the story, and I really don't think it helps the pacing. And what do I mean by music? There was something Danny Elfman said when he put the Superman theme and the Batman theme into the Justice League movie. The whole concept that every time a superhero franchise is rebooted with a new director, then you have to start the music from scratch is a bullshit idea. It's only for the ego of the director and the composer. They need to learn the incredible lesson that Star Wars and James Bond have known for ages, which is that keeping these musical connections alive is incredibly satisfying for the people who see those films. Is when she shows up in her car. That's right. It's the same chase music from Terminator 2. Something else that bothered me was he gets the shotgun out right here and he shoots the tires out. There's no muzzle flash. That's easy enough. Just pop. Okay, muzzle flash. Added a little bit of light here around the flash. And the rest of the chase scene's pretty much fine. Just a lot of cutting. I must have spent days on this. When the chase scene ends in the original cut, something happens that makes no sense. Let's see what the Terminator does here when she is chasing her target and gets in a car accident. Look out the back. She gets out, she looks. There they are, but the chase scene's over for some reason.
And it absolutely will not stop, ever, until you are dead.
It's Los Angeles. There's literally cars littered on the streets, but she's given up. She can control cars with her mind, by the way, by poking it with her fingers. But she gives up because he was about 100 yards away. So now the crash happens. Pretty bad crash, enough that it might actually stop a Terminator for a minute or so. But at least we can assume that it stopped her because they just keep going. Spooked out, and it cuts back, and there she is. Because they had a shot in the middle of her standing there and her walking away, I couldn't just put the two shots together, so I just cropped this one a little bit, and then I added some more Terminator music in there, so now the chase scene ends like this. And the music's reinforcing the cuts. It's movie making. It's amazing. Adding some wind to this shot. Throw in some gorillas, get rid of Funky Man, leave in a joke, get back to the drama. Guy gets killed, John Connor is relatable and empathetic. We remember Sarah Connor through storytelling and music, helping to reinforce her memory. Terminator's not silly, John Connor's having a breakdown. Dr. Silverman's in there for 1, 2, 3, 4 frames. Terminator vision is accurate, Terminator music. Take out some jokes, take out some jokes. John Connor attempts suicide in order to get the Terminator to help him save the world. The virus is getting worse. Didn't really change these two scenes much. Trying to come to terms with her fate. John Connor trying to fight his fate. Intense music. Skynet shuts down everything. I had to add a little boom. That's a rule that they broke, and I'm ashamed of them. There's some mayhem. Again, actual darkness. Not just, you know, hanging out at the beach. Cut out some of the jokes in the bathroom. I did add some blood here where he gets his head kicked off, so had to add some blood sound effects. And another opportunity to just add cool sound effects. Because she shoots this thing and you see these ricochets. Here's how they do it. Here's what I added. And here we go with the mix. Revive Sarah Connor theme. John Connor doesn't try to talk his way out of being killed. He accepts his fate. Now, see, originally he beats the crap out of a car and then breaks down. But since I have him breaking down from John Connor yelling at him, I had to reinforce that with a little bit of sound effects. Just added these computery kind of science fiction-y sounds. Cut to them flying away, doopy-doo. I cannot do anything about this really bad green screening here. Don't know if there's danger or not because he hasn't shot into it and it's too dark to see. It's red. Red is spooky. Bad guy shows up. He looks cool. He doesn't say something stupid. Getting rid of another dumb one-liner. One last solemn look at the Terminator as he sacrifices himself. John Connor turns off a bomb instead of just keeping it on for him to complain. And then how does the movie end? What's that? It's the after credits scene that I stole from a video game. Yes, it's silly looking, it's digital, but it's a fan edit, and I can make that choice. And besides, it's just a fertile bunny egg at the end of the movie. Well, that pretty much wraps it up, kids. Terminator 3, Skynet Paradox, the alternate cut by alternate form.